happened there? Boy, quit all this scurrying around. For the last time, this boy's name is John. Fine, John. Return to your quarters. You go back up to your bedroom, tiptoeing around this weird petroleum-based sludge. Now, John, respond to your friend unit. John, are you there? Hey, yeah, I'm here. And not dead, I think. I know. I've been watching you scramble through the house like a lunatic. You should have answered me sooner. Oh, man, sorry, I was looking around for my dad, and I can't find him anywhere. Have you seen him? No, I'm sure he'll turn up. We have more important things to address right now. Yeah, like where am I? I don't know that either, but I've determined your neighborhood was destroyed by the meteor. Wherever you were transported, it saved you from the impact. I've been reading reports in the news. Over the last few days, there have been many smaller meteor collisions with people's homes around the world, and they seem to be getting bigger. Yours was the biggest they've identified so far. Wow, okay. So then I guess if this was all the game's doing, then the point is for us to save the world? Perhaps. Then we'd better get moving and figure this game out. Yes, but wait. We should retrieve your PDA. Yet again. It will help to keep tabs on each other while you investigate. I think I can get you closer to it if I can replenish our grist supply somewhat. There may be a way to recycle some that we already used. Okay. I'll meet you out on the balcony. Wait, Rose, one thing. What? You never even wish me a happy birthday. Hello? I was working on something to send you, but I was running late with it. I didn't want you to think I believed meager well wishes alone would suffice for the occasion. That said, happy birthday, John. Oh, geez, that is silly. Anyway, thanks. First, take the fabric item on the floor there. The towel? Why? Oh, well, you're the boss. You capture log the towel. What now? Silly, 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 silly. Do as the purple text says. To the balcony. John makes his way to the balcony per your awkwardly worded request. Wait, take that, the blue wobbly thing. You whimsically decide to capture log the totem which was used to create the apple tree earlier. John, recycle the grist as was dictated by your cohort. John cannot do anything with the grist as of this moment. That is up to the suburb player. I see. Yes, that will suffice. Rose deletes the perfectly generic objects. 6 units of build grist are restored to your grist cache. Rose expends the grist to drag a new plank from the balcony in the direction of the PDA. John, run across precarious platforms swiftly. John isn't sure about that. It's a long way down. Boy, I said make haste on the narrow crosswalk. Catwalk. John is very nervous about the idea, and the strident tone of your commands is starting to make him a little upset. Fine. Proceed as your level of comfort dictates. You cautiously walk within range of the PDA. Rose retrieves it. Now, take it. You grab the PDA, launching one of the Harlequin figures into the night. You can kiss that one goodbye. Just one command will suffice. Thanks. It looks like you're not the only one trying to locate your father after the disaster. Submitting inquiry of concern over cataclysmic event. Pipefan 413 reply. At Pipefan 413, status of health/wardrobe? Fedora freak. Neighboring house struck by flaming projectile. In light of fire hazard, evacuating house of all expensive garments. Office urchin 1280. Good luck, fedora freak. Salvage as many hats as is practical. Well pressed attire. Fedora freak, you are in our thoughts, along with Pipefan 413 and his enviable collection of pipes. Fedora freak, thank you all. Report. Most hats removed from danger. Ties next. These boring men are uninteresting. John, are you okay? You seem a bit tentative. I'm fine, I guess. Since I got here, I feel compelled to do these weird things I don't really want to do. By some kind of voice that I can't really even hear? I don't know. It is hard to explain. Perhaps the early symptoms of an anxiety disorder like post traumatic stress? Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Well, if you can pull yourself together, there are a few more things we should try. Like prototyping the kernel sprite again, if possible. We should hurry. My laptop battery won't last forever. Okay, I will go back inside. No, don't do that. Hop off this ledge onto that car. What? No, that sounds incredibly dangerous. Meh, 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 meh. Now you're just being a pest. Which turnip truck did you tumble out of anyway? Who are you? Years in the future, but not many. An unsealed tunnel welcomes hot desert air into its stagnant depths. Boy. You there. Boy. A000, an examination of the basics. Upon connecting with the client user, you, the server user, will be met with a control panel allowing you to manipulate your co-player's environment. You will find that you are allowed to deploy 4 items at no expense. 3 of these are rather large machines, and 1 is a punch card. It's quite possible that you have already deployed some of these items before reading this. If that is the case, and you have activated the machine called the Cruxtruder, such that it displays a countdown, you must proceed to section A100 of this walkthrough immediately. The life of the client user depends on it, and if your co-player has activated this device in your environment too, then yours does as well. But if not, please refrain from doing anything with the Cruxtruder, aside from merely deploying it. This will buy us some time to think things through properly, and to go over the basics of the game before you find your soft, easily punctured head in the jaws of the lion. As mentioned, there are 4 items to consider, each playing a role in a process which appears to have a singular purpose: to manufacture objects out of thin air. The designers of the game, judging by the language used, regard this process as a sort of alchemy. This may allude to complexities in the production process yet to present themselves, but for now the variety of objects you are able to create remains quite limited. The items in question are the Cruxtruder, again, tread lightly with this one, the Totem Lathe, the Alchemeter, and the pre-punched card. I will describe how these devices work in conjunction with each other, and I will use the analogy of having a key made at a hardware store to help you understand. First, deploy all of these objects in convenient proximity to each other. Be sure not to block doors or pathways with them. You can always revise the dimensions of rooms to make space for them, but I'd advise against this, or even experimenting with the function. Doing so comes at the expense of build grist, a commodity which appears to be at a premium at the onset, and one you'd be best advised to save for later. The Cruxtruder. Removing the lid signals the moment your life becomes a great whirling batshit pandemonium, somewhat resembling the chaos of an especially ethnic wedding. Ugh, Rose, come on. Somewhere, a soused uncle deliberately shatters china on the floor. Muddy livestock is decorated and then lost track of. The question, whose mule is this, at times can be heard over the din. This is now your reality. But aside from that, it marks the beginning of the process I am about to describe. The countdown begins, yes. Also, an entity called the kernel sprite is released, but neither of these things are all that relevant to this process, to my knowledge. More on these things later. What is relevant is the unlidded Cruxtruder's ability to dispense Cruxite dowels. It will dispense at least one, though I suspect it is capable of producing more, given parameters I'm not yet familiar with. In my key-making analogy, these dowels represent the uncarved pieces of metal which the hardware store employee retrieves from a drawer or a rack and sets about carving into a key. The two following items are needed to do the carving. The pre-punched card. It is a simple Siladex card containing an item. There is evidence to suggest the specific item it contains is variable from session to session. The card I deployed contained a blue apple. Yours may be different. It shouldn't matter, hopefully. Additionally, the card, as you may guess, is punched, like the one used with antique computing systems. The pattern of holes comprises data, which I believe corresponds to the instructions for creating the item the card contains. That it is pre-punched suggests there is a way to punch an unpunched card, possibly imprinting it with the data for the item it contains, though no mechanism for this has presented itself yet. But the data on the card cannot be used to create the item directly. There is a middleman. That middleman is the totem lathe. The totem lathe. This is essentially the key carving machine. It will carve into your Cruxite dowel a pattern of grooves and contours, the sort which makes the key unique. The instructions for this pattern are supplied by the punch card, which is inserted into the lathe pre-activation to configure its chisels. Once the dowel is carved, you have a totem serving as your key, which can then be used to unlock the card item through the alchemitor. But at this point, I will diverge from my key-making analogy and switch to a barcode analogy, which is not a terribly strenuous leap to make, since the concepts of a key and a barcode are essentially the same, one being a unique pattern of grooves, the other of varying black lines. The alchemitor. If you place a Cruxite dowel, carved or uncarved, on the alchemitor's small pedestal, its robotic arm will scan the contours with a laser, hence the barcode analogy. This is the machine's way of reading the data originally imprinted from the card and transforming that data into a physical object. Though typically, this is not done without expense, I believe. An uncarved dowel results in the creation of a perfectly generic object, which is a seemingly useless green tube. A useless green cube. It costs 2 units of build grist to make, and I do not advise you to waste resources on it. There appears to be many other varieties of grist, ostensibly used in combinations to create different sorts of items, which possibly offer some insight into the game's use of the term alchemy. But quite conveniently, there is an exception to this. Creating the item on the pre-punch card costs nothing. This is good, because creating this item turns out to be essential. Now that you know this, you can in your own time begin the process. Once you initiate it, naturally there is no going back, so best to be prepared. But you probably shouldn't drag your feet too long. As I mentioned earlier, this is your only means of escape. When you're ready, be prepared to follow the steps in the next section swiftly. A100. So your Cruxtruder is ticking. Do this to live. In the distance, meteorites fall with greater frequency. The fire in the forest burns so hot, not even the rain is putting it out. Rose, check status of battery. Your laptop battery is alright for now, but it won't be for long. If the power in the house doesn't come back on, you can think of one last resort: the small backup generator stored behind the mausoleum. Rose, prototype sprite with Betty Crocker box. What? Oh man, you're gonna use that? That sucks. What a stupid idea. We have to hurry along. I'm running low on battery power. But the cake mix. That's so dumb. I doubt it matters. We might as well just use any old crap lying around. Fine. I guess. This sprite is playing hard to get. You guess that's what you get for originally prototyping it with something that engenders mischief and pranksterism. Do the potted vegetable instead. It looks delicious. Pipe down, you. This is Rose's decision, not yours. Rose, prototype sprite with Sassacre text. Oh, yes, sweet. Now we're talking. See if you can distract it. I'll try to sneak up on it. John, flail about in a distracting manner. The sprite finds the distracting manner in which you flail about to be rather distracting. The pesky sprite eludes you again. Not even the great Colonel himself can outfox it. In narrowly missing with your attempt to create the Colonel sprite, you drop the massive tome. The entire house rattles with the astonishing girth of the book. In the other room, Nana's ashes dump onto the sprite, which is caught unawares by the dowsing. Inspect Hag Ash incident. You find the sacred urn toppled again. This time you're quite sure it wasn't your fault. The sprite is nowhere to be found. Rose, remove Cruxtruder from doorway. Aw, man, where'd it go? I can't find it anywhere in the house. No time to worry about it. The next thing we should do is get your server copy of the game from the car. You need to connect to my client so I can repeat the steps and presumably join you, wherever you are. We should do this quickly, before my house burns down. Wait, what? There's a fire? There will be soon. Oh, geez. So move this thing already. It looks like it requires a lot of grist to move. I don't have enough to relocate the door either. How much do you have? 0. Oh. I thought about jumping to the car from the ledge earlier, but that sounds really dangerous. I have a better idea. Meet me upstairs. Do again, as the purple words say. You were about to head upstairs, but you thought you heard something behind you. It was faint, but you could swear it was a small, light-hearted chuckle, along the lines of a spirited hoo-hoo-hoo. Ignore this woman's antics. You're not sure you even saw a woman, let alone any of her hypothetical antics. But whatever it was you might have caught a glimpse of, you're sure it gave you the willies. You head upstairs on your way to the balcony. Your PDA is acting up again. Indulge the device, but be curt with it. Hey bro, check this out. I'm working on some new rhymes. Dude, I don't have the time for your nerdy raps. Come on, this is Hellsville, just listen. It sounds like you don't even believe me that I was about to get blown up. But I really was. But now I'm in some weird dimension that Spurb sent me to or something. And now on top of that, I think I'm being haunted by my dead grandma. Uh-huh. For real? Yeah, it's true, but I'll talk to you later about it. I think I could drop some sick rhymes about all of this. Man, see, I just don't think all the rapping stuff is really as cool as you think it is. Nah, this'll be dope. Check it. No, I have to go. Bye. Wait. Armageddon's getting waged on us, but I'm getting armed and dangerous, sending men in space for saving us. See which play is more courageous. Ben or Bruce, dudes reach a truce. Put their blow shoots to use and up suck it. sacrifice. I mean crucifix. I mean crifice, which would have to suffice. Ah, fluck it. Bro be a stained glass saint up on a cross getting hella Christ plagiarized. Bruce is like, off of that crucifix, enough of this fucking savior fuss. Restrained his ass per McLean Redux while Buscemi remained derangerous. When a plan gone astray pays off a wasted craters. Ashtray crater into layers of Matt McConaughey's vague remainder dust. Wait, McConaughey wasn't even in any of those Meteor movies, was he? I'll have to make a rap about, I don't know, Morgan Freeman or something, being the president. It'll be called Obama Made It So That No One Gives a Shit About Black Presidents in Movies Anymore. See, you've got to fill me in on what's going on, so I have something to rap about besides all your dumb shit movies. Enough strange poetry from the red text. You head out to the balcony to find out what Rose has in mind. She is messaging you again. The purple text is less irrational than the red text. I'm lifting the car up to the balcony. Oh, whoa, okay. Once it is up, retrieve the game. Then I'll put it back down on the driveway. But the door is locked. Then break a window. But it's my dad's car. It's just a window, and this is sort of an emergency. Otherwise, I promise I'll handle the car with velvet gloves. All right. Rose, pick up car. Connection lost. Ridiculous folly. Inexcusable. You're inclined to agree, but hey, accidents happen. You double-check your PDA to make sure if Rose is really gone. Indeed, this seems to be the case. TG is still pestering you, of course, but another chum is now logged in as well. What color are the words that this chum says? I'm back! Oh, hi. I went to investigate the explosion I heard. Was it by chance a meteor? Yes! How did you know? Oh, man. It's kind of a long story. Anyway, are you okay? Did it blow up your yard or start a fire or anything? No, I am fine. It landed a pretty good ways from my home, and I went to look at it. And it's pretty big. But Beck doesn't want me to go near it, so I came home. He seems to think it's dangerous. Well, gosh, he's probably right. Anyway, what have you been up to, John? Oh, did you get my package yet? Yeah, I was trying to get it, but Rose dropped my car into a weird, spooky, bottomless pit, and the package was in the car, and I'm really sorry about that. Oh, no! Wow, okay, I guess I should start at the beginning. See, a meteor blew up my neighborhood. That's terrible, John! I'm so sorry. Well, but I'm okay, and my house is too, sort of. That game I was telling you about, Spurb, which I was playing with Rose, sort of transported me somewhere at the last minute. But now I'm trapped here, and it's weird and dark, and I can't find my dad, and I just lost the car and my copy of the game in the pit, and I think I have to save the world from the apocalypse. Oh. Well, it sounds really crazy and kind of scary, but it also sounds kind of exciting. I don't know, John, maybe this is your destiny. If anyone can save the world, I think it is probably you. Wow, you think so? Yes! Well, okay. But it's not even that simple. I was about to connect to Rose to help transport her and save her from meteors and fire and stuff. But she lost battery power and I lost the game disc. So I think I have to get TG to use his copy to save her. But that jackass won't shut up and stop rapping and stuff. He is so silly. Yeah. Anyway, I should talk to him about it, so BRB. The green text was attractive. Now view the red text again. When the film crew zooms where the president's at, I'm like, if that dude's black, I'll eat my hat. Turns out he is, so we're all, damn, director's got gumption. Like we'll all flip our shit he ain't shining shoes or something. It's called free-mancipation. If it's not pres-election, it's God-ascension. In Bruce Almighty, whoops, different Bruce from the one I just mentioned. Ah! Can't explain to me why this ain't condescension to think I'll shit a brick. Not even he can convey the intention with his quick spun wit. Rather defray all this tension, sit on his lap while he whittles a splint, and some guy eyes what he does and patronizes. I guess negrosity's the mother of invention. What? One second. I think someone's knocking on my door. That was weird. I do not know what happened there. Um, well, aside from Dave's weirdly trying not to be racist rap. Stop rapping for a second, you horse's ass. I have something important to talk about. What's up? Rose is in trouble and she needs help. I was going to connect to her with Spurred, but I lost my copy. Okay. Also, she lost battery power. If she can get back up and running, she'll need someone with the game to get her out of there before her house burns down. So I think you should use your copy of the game to help her. My copy? That's going to be tough. Why? I lost it. It's a stupid story, and I'd rather not talk about it. Shit be embarrassing now. I thought you said you had two. Well, yeah, one is my brother's copy. Okay, well, get his then. All right, but he's not going to be happy about that. Whatever. Also, you might not want to read Rose's walk. You might want to read Rose's walkthrough to get up to speed on this. Oh man. What? Nothing really. Look, all I'm saying is the girl tends to lay it on kind of thick, you know? Rolls eyes. Your laptop is out of battery power. There is only one thing left to do. Time to make your way to that backup generator. Rose, knit laptop cozy to shield your laptop from the rain. Oh no, you know what happened to Dave's copy of the game? And also, an encounter with Bro is always intense. That would be a waste of time. Besides, you already knitted one a while ago. You retrieve it from your knitting bag and apply it to your laptop. You capture log the laptop plus cozy. Rose, equip grimoire to strive specibus. That would be incredibly ill-advised. There are some dark forces that you just don't want to mess around with. You understand this better than most. You put the book down. Rose, recapture log your items. You grab the knitting bag and the grimoire, in that order. It's always a logistical puzzle with your tree modus. The tree auto-balances, leaving the knitting bag accessible in the root card. Rose, allocate knitting needles to Strife Specitus. You feel a lot more comfortable with this as a weapon. You're so handy with those needles, you feel like you could probably use them to fillet a swordfish. You lose the root card in the process, severing the tree. Hey, careful with all that stuff. Rose, knit plush Cuddle Cthulhu to soothe nerves. That would also be a preposterous waste of time. Besides, you're quite sure you've never heard of this creature called Cthulhu before. There are, however, many other specimens of the zoologically dubious you're familiar with, such as consult the grimoire. Fluthulu, foul patrician of misery. To hear his mammoth belly gurgle is to know the epoch of joy has come to an abrupt end. And Nrubliglith, shame beast king of grotesquerie, ride lord of the moist beyondhood. Hearing his melodious chirps and tongue clicks causes one's bones to explode. And of course, there's Oglagoth, the Deep One. Whenever he grinds his teeth, all the children of a random galaxy somewhere will frown continuously for a 9,000-year span. He is the first and smallest of the smaller gods, appointed in servitude of a vile, unfathomable pantheon of middling gods which caters to the whims of the noble circle of horror terrors, an omniscient, omnipotent order of the elite few, clothed forever in darkness of the furthest ring. And then there's this strange passage containing some rather mysterious notes on summoning procedures. You've never been quite sure what these diagrams are getting at. Fenestration? Anyone? Gold nanoparticles? Black holes? Rose, take items and proceed downstairs. You recaptchalogue everything the way that you want it to appear in the tree and head downstairs. You figure that's enough dilly-dallying, time to get a move on. You wonder if this rain will ever let up. It's driven ever since the month began, perhaps long enough to forget its purpose. It no longer even knows how to assuage fire. Somewhere a zealous god threads these strings between the clouds and the earth, preparing for a symphony it fears impossible to play. And so it threads on, delaying the rays of the conductor's baton. How you hate this season. April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain. American sports legend Charles Barkley. Confront mother in hall. Surely your mother is lurking nearby. You should be prepared for an unpleasant confront. What? Oh, psych. There's this really cool dude, okay? He's standing around being all chill, like cool dudes are known to do sometimes. A cool dude like this probably has a really cool name, but he probably wouldn't just tell you what it was if you asked. He'd be way too busy for that. Busy being totally sweet. But you could always try to guess his name. And if you were right, he might nod ever so slightly. That's a cool dude's way of letting you know there might just be hope for you yet. If he had a penny for every time he wasn't cool, he'd have no pennies. Enter name. This guy doesn't have time for this sort of bullshit. Try again. Dave Strider. Examine room. Your name is Dave. It is an unseasonably warm April day. Your bedroom window is open to let some air in, and your fan is cranked. Arguably, even more cranked would be your fly beats, which brings us to your variety of interests. A cool dude like you is sure to have plenty. You have a penchant for spinning out unbelievably ill jams with your turntables and mixing gear. You like to rave about bands no one's ever heard of but you. You collect weird dead things preserved in various ways. You are an amateur photographer and operate your own makeshift darkroom. You maintain a number of ironically humorous blogs, websites, and social networking profiles. And if the inspiration strikes, you won't hesitate to drop some fat rhymes on a mofo and represent. What will you do? Quickly retrieve arms from cinder blocks. Nah. Get the damn beta and save your friend's life. This notion strikes you as nonsensical. You can't imagine how a video game would save someone's life. And in any case, you're quite sure no one you know is in any danger. Anyway, these are your copies of the beta you received in the mail recently. You've labeled them with your name in bold red print to distinguish them from your bro's copies, who labeled his in kind. Neither of you really gives a shit about this game or has any intention of playing it, but you'll be damned if you'll let that get in the way of your campaign of one-upsmanship. Bleat like a goat and piss on your turntable. You would never consider allowing any fluid, even remotely resembling urine, to touch your beloved turntables. That would risk breaking them, and a world without the gift of your godly science just doesn't sound like a place you'd want any part of. While you're at it, you might as well wipe out human civilization with a meteor or something ridiculous like that, which will probably never happen. That sort of thing only happens in stupid idiot movies for stupid idiots. Bleat like a goat. Page 315. You will, however, contemplate bleeding like a goat for ironically humorous purposes at a later date. Examine closet. This is your closet. This is where you keep a lot of your crap. Like that box. And that bottle of... What is that? Is that... Check the blue box. This is the package that your friend John Egbert sent you for your 13th birthday a little while ago. It now contains nothing except a note and a certificate of authenticity vouching for the genuine Hollywood memorabilia which the box originally contained, and which you are now wearing to be ironic but also to be incredibly cool in a way somehow intangibly related to the ironic nature of the accessory. You find it sort of exasperating to explain these subtleties to people. The box also included a signed photo of Ben Stiller, which now proudly hangs above your closet. Proudly, and ironically. Take box. You capture log the box through your hash map fetch modus. Your modus's current hash function resolves the index by valuing each consonant at 2 and each vowel at 1. The total is divided by your number of cards, and the remainder is the index. Box equals 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals 5. 5 divided by 10 remainder is 5. The box is capture logged in card 5. Dave, examine jar of unknown yellow substance in the closet. Oh, hell yes. It is an unopened container of apple juice. You thought you were all out. It is like fucking Christmas up in here. If this is so great, you've got to tell John about this immediately. He'll be so excited. Take juice. You capture log the juice into card 7. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, remainder 10, is 7. Access Pastor Chum and Pastor John. In addition to letting your buddy know about this outstanding juice windfall, you figure you'll wish him a happy birthday while you're at it. In your own cool, sort of roundabout way, of course. Good thing you looked in that box he sent you. Good thing you looked at that box he sent you, otherwise you might have forgotten. You also might as well ask him about that beta. The kid's been harping about it for weeks. It would be cool if it came on his birthday. He'd be one happy camper. Hey, so what sort of insane loot did you rake in today? I got a Little Monsters poster. It's so awesome. I'm gonna watch it again today. The apple juice scene was so funny. Oh hell, that is such a coincidence. I just found an unopened container of apple juice in my closet. It is like fucking Christmas up in here. Okay, that's fine. I just have one question and then a word of caution. Have you ever seen a movie called Little Monsters? starring Howie Mandel and Fred Savage. But the seal on the bottle is unbroken. Are you suggesting someone put piss in my apple juice at the factory? All I'm saying is, don't you think Monster Howie Mandel has the power to do something as simple as reseal a bottle? Try using your brain, numbnuts. Why did that fat kid or whoever drank it know what piss tasted like? I mean, his reaction was nigh instantaneous. It was the 15th day in a row Howie Mandel peed in his juice. Okay, I can accept that. Monster B-list celebrity douchebags are cunning and persistent pranksters. Also, Fred Savage has a really punchable face. But who cares about this? Let's stop talking about it. Did you get the beta yet? No. Did you? Man, I got 2 copies already, but I don't care. I'm not going to play it or anything. The game sounds boring. Did you see how it got slammed in Game Bro? Game Bro is a joke, and we both know it. Yeah. Why don't you go check your mail? Maybe it's there now. All right. Go online and view sites indicative of your interests. You open the Hephaestus web browser and direct it to your ironically maintained blog, where you post monthly satirical reviews of Game Bro magazine. Your latest post is a review of the March issue. Grand snack, fuck yeah. You've been meaning to write a review for the latest issue too, but you've just been sort of dogging it. Something about the game they're reviewing doesn't strike you as ripe for satirical purposes. Review of Game Bro's March issue. Oh man, when this heady volume of unabridged awesome hit my doorstep, it made a sort of thunderclap. Like the kind I'm sure Moses heard when God dropped stone tablets containing a review of a game involving the ambiguous marriage of insane stunts and extreme hunger management solutions. For dudes on the go, it's like you see that little bag of chips there? You just grab it and go, bro, and keep thrashing shit up. I'm so hella pumped of this. There are some obvious questions, like just how outrageous are these snacks? Will popular beverages play a role? And how critical will they be in your quest to maintain absolute sweetness? Will this game land the coveted but elusive 5 hats out of 5 hats? In a new tab, you open another one of your sites, a webcomic ironically maintained through a satirical cipher vaguely similar to that of your blog. It's called Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. You have legions of devoted fans, most of whom are totally convinced of your creative persona's sincerity, which is just how you like it. Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. I can't wait to be a useless piece of shit all day and play all these games. Fuck! I'm falling down all these stairs. I warned you about stairs, bro. I told you, dog. It keeps happening. I told you, man. I told you about stairs. Bro? Yeah, dude. Where are your pants? I took them off because I was banging your mom for a minute there. And now you are banging her. Hee hee hee. Today, I put jelly on this hot god. Just how high do you even have to be to do something like that? Check the latest page of the Midnight Crew. You figure as long as you're chilling at your computer, you might as well see how the new MSPA story is going. You haven't looked at it in a while. Midnight Crew. You are members of a sinister gang called the Midnight Crew. Your nefarious plots are serpentine in complexity, your schemes convoluted. You are planning a heist in your underground hideout. What will you do? Use Occam's razor on plans and schemes. Spade Slick uses Occam's razor to carve a circular hole into the heist plans, freeing it from the knife. You wonder what moron would jam the knife so hard into the table in the first place. Spade Slick. Climb ladder and exit hideout. Implement nefarious plots. You push against the manhole cover, but it seems some unbelievable jackass has parked your getaway van on top of it. A familiar feeling stirs. That feeling is overwhelming, soul-blackening rage. It's the sort of rage that'll make a man feel totally justified in sporting an unnecessarily elaborate assortment of fancy blades. Dave, skip ahead 100 pages or so. You don't remember where you last left off, so you jump way ahead. You always forget to save your place in the story. It looks like tempers have become short in this pressure cooker already. You speculate that the tipping point may have been an ill-advised motion for a game of 52 pickup. Save your place. Read it later. Even though the adventure began recently, it's already over 3,000 pages long. You just don't have time for this bullshit. You'll catch up later. Besides, it looks like someone's pestering you. You're pretty sure you know who it is. Answer Chum. In some cultures, the persistent refusal of a lady's invitation to play a game with her would be a sign of wanton disrespect. Either that, or flagrant homosexuality. What? Oh no. No, look, I'm busy, okay? I've got a lot of shit on my plate. I'm sort of a big deal, okay? I know. Sometimes I wonder how you are ever allowed to pay for meals in restaurants. It must be hard to keep a low profile when you're always when you're always overhearing odd whispers. That it's that guy who has a blog. Seriously, dudes be worshipping me left and right. I can't hardly walk down the street without stepping over torsos of the prostrate. Navigating the urban landscape, I'm sure it's difficult enough without an obstacle course of deferential flesh and skyward asses. Perhaps adapting the art of parkour to your unique environment would help? Yeah. I mean, damn. Like there's this scruffy little shit at my feet. An orphan or something? I don't know. Face flush to the pavement. I'm like, dude, you listening for a stampede of buffalo or something? He braves a look at me and then gives my shoe a little kiss and scurries the fuck off. Heavy is the crown. Yeah, not kicking Oliver Twist in the fucking face every day is my gift to the world, I guess. Breathtaking magnanimity. Among other things. I just give and fucking give. Indeed, nary a jewel tumbles from your wishbox of daily exploits, which I imagine does not sparkle. Oh, for fuck's sake, you're just lobbying for me to play that dumb game. Baseless accusation! Look, I am telling you, Egbert is all about that game. He will play it with you and probably be tickled silly about it. I know this very well. I cannot hasten his mail's delivery, however. Yeah, I'll hassle him some more about it. And look, how about this? If you ever find yourself in the position where your life depends on me playing that piece of shit game, then I'll play. Will that make you happy? More than you know. It perfectly mollifies my grief over the demise of chivalry. Meanwhile, in the present, in a place where the present may be a concept of dubious merit, John is spacing out. But a vague and forceful thought jolts him to attention. Or maybe it is that bumping sound coming from the other side of the door. What is that? Meh? A thick, unpleasant fluid pools from beneath the door. Troubling. Investigate this. There is a trail of this fluid in the hall leading to your room. Dave, play some hauntingly sick beats. You've had enough on the computer you've had enough of the computer for a while. You feel like you've been messing around on it all week. It's time to get your jam on. You pull up your trusty Akai MPC 1000 sampler and prepare to get sick nasty. right? Yeah, right? Well, you can do so on the unofficial Homestuck archive. Yeah, right? Fuck off, Fizz. Broke everything. Take a sip of the apple juice, despite what John said. These beets were so fresh they belong in the produce aisle, is what you're talking about. Soccer moms be thumping for that shit. Soccer moms be thumping that shit for ripeness like melons. Know what I'm saying? After beets that fresh, it would be a crime not to reward yourself with a celebratory swig. 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2, remainder 10 equals 7. You can't do it. John's got you all twisted up inside now. All you can think about is Mandel's gross monster piss. Damn you, Egbert. You recaptchalogue the juice. Allocate sword to Strife Specibus. Your Strife Specibus is already allocated with the blade kind abstractus. There is no need to allocate it. You can wield your sweet ninja sword as a weapon once it is in your Strife deck, but you will have to captchalogue it first before moving it in there. Captchalogue sword. The ninja sword, 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 equals 17, remainder 10 equals 7, occupies the same card as the juice, expelling the juice from your Sylladex. It splashes all over your turntables and copies of the beta. Ah! Get a towel or something. You head out to get a towel from the bathroom across the hall. You glance at one of the many radical puppets in your bro's collection and nod in approval. Is there anything not awesome about your bro? No, you think not. You enter the bathroom. There's a damp towel on the floor you can probably use for this crisis. You stop to pay a little respect to one of your bro's boys up there. Hey, little man, how's it hanging? Captchalogue damp towel. You take the damp towel, 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals 15, remainder 5. Expelling the box, 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals 5, remainder 5. Search the bathroom for something slightly less damp. You just decide to wring this towel out into the toilet to make it less damp. It is now just a towel, 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals 8, remainder 10. You take the towel and grab the box again while you're at it. Clean up the juice. You clean 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 equals 8 up the juice with the towel and hang the damp beta envelopes on your line to dry off. This can only end well. In the breeze of the fan, the betas jostle near the open window. This arrangement is a little disconcerting. If they fell out, it sure would be a stupid way to lose them. Turn off the fan. The crisis is easily averted. You can't imagine it will ever resurface later in any way, shape, or form. That beta is as good as yours forever. This is the first occasion of hero mode. Dave turns off the fan. You should probably go pester Egbert again. You wonder if he found the beta yet. You also might chat about your respective Sylladeces and fetch modi, if the topic happens to come up. You wonder if he is anywhere near as smooth with his Sylladex as you are. Probably not. It's probably not even humanly possible. Suddenly, a rambunctious crow flies into the window and snatches the beta, possibly to make a nest with, or maybe just for the sake of being a brainless, feathery asshole. You yell at the bird. Stop! 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals 7. You accidentally launch your ninja sword. Everything goes flying out the window, dead bird and all. No one can ever know about this. Look out window. Yeah, you can kiss all that stuff goodbye. You feel sorry for the bird, but at least you never planned on using that beta ever. Anyway, now that that bit of ugliness is behind you, you guess you can look forward to several more hours of messing around with in your room. Whoa, wait, what? Oh, snap. You prepare to descend the stairs to your living room. You are standing eye to eye with a familiar foe, a 20-foot-tall granite statue of the mighty wizard, Zazarpan the Learned. Your mother had him installed through a hole in the roof with a heavy-duty crane. Just look at that mystical gaze. To peer into those aloof, glassy eyes is to arrest the curiosity of any mortal. To behold the wisdom concealed in the furrows of that venerable face is to know the ceaseless joys of bewilderment itself. Any man so fortunate as to catch askance of his merry twinkle or twitch of whisker shall surely have all his dreams fulfilled. You find this grisly abomination utterly detestable. Rose, psychoanalyze mother's love of wizards. There is nothing to psychoanalyze. Your mother clearly has no real affinity for these damnable things. She only collects them to spite you. If anything, she finds them even more repellent than you do. She's just a committed woman. Go downstairs to the kitchen back door. You descend to the living room area of your home's expansive open layout. There is the sound of rushing water beneath the floor. It tends to strike guests as a strange presence in a living space, but it's become barely audible to you through familiarity. There's the front door, but hopefully there's no need to take the long trek around the house through the rain. You might as well see if you can slip through the kitchen and out the back unnoticed. View Mother's solid copper vacuum statue. Okay, but it's bronze, not copper. And it wasn't always. A while ago, you gave this as an ironic gift to your mom for Mother's Day. You even customized it with a drink holder to support one of her ubiquitous alcoholic beverages. She liked the gift so much, she had it bronzed and put on this pedestal. She even left it plugged in so it can still be so it can still be turned on now and then. But but never to do any cleaning. It never leaves this display. Sometimes at night, when you are in your room, you can hear it wailing from downstairs. She must know you can hear it. She's completely deranged. Grab the Eldritch Princess. It's too big to capture log. Not that you would want to move it anyway. The pretty princess doll has been sitting there for months, ever since your mother got this abomination for your birthday as a totally passive-aggressive gesture. You decided to make it much less abominable by knitting Her Majesty a new head and new arms. Now it brings a mischievous smile to your face whenever you walk by. Your mother hasn't removed the doll yet, and probably never will. She would never be the one to blink first. Acquire Umbrella for protection from elements. U is greater than L. U is less than V. You're going to have a hell of a time accessing that card later when you need it. You guess you'll just cross that bridge later. Peek inside kitchen. The liquor bottles are out in full force. Mom is surely nearby. Investigate richly colored object in middle of screen. That would be your refrigerator, whose surfaces have customarily served as the battlefield for a chilly siege of passive-aggressive one-upsmanship. This was a drawing you did of your cat Jaspers when you were younger, along with a poem about him. Your mother bought this ostentatious $15,000 frame for it and had it welded to the door. Using the colorful magnet letters, you recently left a succinct message, which may or may not have been directed towards anyone in particular. But you couldn't find the letter W, so you just stuck two V's together. Shrew. Your mother then purchased a fresh pack of W's and left them there for your convenience. Appreciative of the thoughtful gesture, you left her a sincere thank you note, which you had legally notarized and then marked with a drop of blood. But part of it was touching the floor, so your mother was kind enough to lift a lower portion of the document with a velvet pillow. Attach W to face as a fake mustache. This is incredibly silly, and you're not sure how it fits into your campaign against your mother, or getting your computer back online to escape your doom. But it's hard to resist getting a little silly sometimes, especially when you are absolutely positive no one is watching. Captcha log W. W is greater than L, W is greater than V. But that unsightly void in the W plastic won't do, nor will the gash in the plastic. You deposit 12 cents in its place, which is your approximation of the letter's value. You also make a vow to return later and neatly sew the plastic shut. Think of ways to one-up Mother. You wonder how to address the pillow situation. It seems the woman has you at a clear disadvantage. Perhaps slipping a fresh doily under the pillow will do the trick? Or maybe spilling a bit of Worcestershire sauce. Worcester sauce. Worcester. Pronounced Worcester. Or maybe spilling a bit of Worcester sauce on it, and then having it dry cleaned and returned along with a laboriously ingratiating apology note? No, there is no time for anything like that. Or maybe, just thinking out loud here, you could use the entire pack of W's as M's? Oh, yes, that would burn. But you've already done something with that W pack, and there's no need to go back and gild that lily. This is delicate business. And that pillow is screaming for rebuttal. Capture log velvet pillow. You decide to take the velvet pillow and lovingly embroider a poem in praise of motherhood on it. Hopefully you can pull this off before she notices it's gone. VE is greater than L, VE is less than VI, VE is greater than U. But it causes your tree to be pretty unbalanced. It surely will auto-balance itself at any moment. And just like that, the umbrella becomes accessible in the root card. It's one of the things you love about the tree modus. The happy surprises. Head out the back door. Okay, enough's enough. Time to get go. Ah! You don't know how she does that. You're never safe in this house. And of all things to be doing during a power outage, she's up to her ironic housewife routine again. That mop bucket doesn't even have any water in it. What an absolute mad woman. I wonder what the bucket's for. Hop over a counter, landing in a roll. This bird's gotta fly. Youth roll. Lousy goddamn stupid wizards. Meanwhile, in the past again. You're almost done patching up the hole in your window with the gaffer tape. But it's sort of hard to get any work done when people keep pestering you all day. You guess you better get to that. Garden Gnostic began pestering Turntech Godhead at 1836. Hi, Dave. Hey, sup? Not much. What's up with you? Bro? Haha, good one. It's alright, being chill, I guess. You know how it goes. Great! Feeling cool today? Mr. Cool Guy? Oh man, you know it. So cool. You know shit is ice cold up in here. Shit is wicked bananas, I am telling you. So have you talked to John today? Yeah, we were just talking a little while ago about how he sucks at his Silodex. Can you believe he uses Stack? That kid is ridiculous. Lol. Well, that doesn't sound like much fun. What was it you use again? Wait, never mind. I forgot whenever we talk about your goofy moduses, I get a migraine. What do you want with John? I want to tell him happy birthday and ask him about his birthday package. Oh, yeah. I was being sort of cagey and told him to check the mail because I was wondering if mine came yet. I think it did. Yeah? And I think mine came too. So, I guess you want to know if he likes it or something? No! He will not open it. He will lose it. Oh. Wow. Sorry to hear that, I guess. No, it's good actually, because he will find it again later when he really needs it, which is, of course, why I sent it in the first place. See, like, I never get how you know these things. I don't know. I just know that I know. Alright. Anyway, I have to go. I have to feed Beck, which is always a bit of an undertaking. Man, if I were you, I would just take that fucking devil beast out behind the woodshed and blow its head off. I don't think I could if I tried. Yeah, say hi to your granddad for me too, okay? Oh, yes, I guess an encounter with him is almost certain. It is usually intense. Well, yeah, isn't it always with family? But he sounds like a total badass. Yeah, he totally is. Anyway, gotta go. See ya. Get phone. It will be handy to have your phone 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 equals 8, remainder 10 equals 8 on standby, so you won't always have to go back to your computer whenever someone pesters you. This way you can text message 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 equals 18, remainder 10 equals 8. People, no matter where you are or what outrageously cool thing you're up to. So cool. John, Pursue adversary into that room. And even meaner while in the present. Sort of. Once again, the slippery antagonist eludes you. You only find more of these unpleasant, oily smears. Someone is pestering you. Both your PDA and computer register the message. This chum will know what to do. Alright. I'm out of my room looking for my bros game. Oh, good. Yeah, there is no sign of Rose yet. I hope she is okay. Well, if she comes back, I'll be ready. You better know what you're talking about, because this could get ugly. Brought my phone, and I also took my awesome katana with me in case things get too hot to handle. And they always do. You mean that cheap piece of shit you have on your wall? Fuck you. It's sharp and it's awesome, and it's a sword. End of story. Okay, I don't really care. I'm in my room again. I really think there's someone else in the house. Like monsters or something. Howie? I wish. Dude, monsters aren't real. That's stupid kid stuff for stupid babies. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe you're right. What are you, an idiot? Of course there are monsters in your house. You're in some weird evil monster dimension. Come on. Skepticism is the crutch of cinematic troglodytes. Like, hey, mom, dad, there's a dinosaur or a ghost or whatever in my room. Yeah, right, Junior, go back to bed. Fuck you, mom and dad. How many times are we going to watch this trope unfold? It wasn't goddamn funny the first time I saw it. Just once I'd like to see dad crap his pants when a kid says there's a vampire in his closet. Oh shit, everyone in the minivan. Be fucking dad of the year right there. Okay, stop. What do I do? Man, what do you have? A hammer? It's so lame. Okay, whatever. You should look into weaponizing your Silodex. My bro is always getting on my case about it, but man, it's not as easy as it sounds. But if you're fighting monsters left and right, you don't have much of a choice. Okay, I guess I can read up on data structures some more. How's it going there? I'm out in the living room. He's usually here, but I don't see him. He might be playing his mind games. He's always pulling this ninja shit. All I see is little Cal over there, so I guess he can't be far. Oh god, so lame. What? See, I just don't know why you think it's cool. His ventriloquist rapping thing? Oh, Lil Cal? Nah, man. Lil Cal is the shit. That's fine. You are entitled to your opinion. I am just saying that being a white guy who is a rapper with a ventriloquist doll is not cool by any stretch of the imagination, or by any definition of the word cool, ironic or otherwise. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, bullshit. Cal is dope. Puppets are awesome. John Egbert blows. The end. Yeah, more like the opposite of all those things is the thing that is true. I'm going to read. Good luck with your bro. Read your book. Stay wary of these foes. Monsters. Only dumb babies who poop in their diapers believe in that stuff. Rose, youth roll right out the front door. Aggrieve. Blotto parry. Aggress. Passive. Empty suicide threat. Abjure. Guardian rubric. Ironic indulgence. A beautiful pony. Abstain. Guardian rubric. Ironic negligence. Auto Perrier. It looks like Mom has satisfied her strife quota for the day. She simply returns to her housework. No point in going out the front door anymore. Might as well head out the back like you originally planned. First, be the pony. Second, trample Mom. You can't be this stupid pony, and frankly, you can't imagine why anyone would want to. But you give the pony a begrudging pat on the snout anyway. Her name is Maplehoof. John, turn around. Data Structures for Assholes, Chapter 7. God damn it, why do I even bother? The good news, Finally, your revolting incompetence can be put to use instead of accidentally firing a Silodex full of steak knives into a priceless oil painting or your beloved great aunt. You can turn that fumbling fury toward one of your foes, such as the ability to grasp painfully simple concepts. The bad news: I'm tired of explaining myself hoarse to you gibbering fuckwads. In this chapter, I will be phoning it in with the liberal use of diagrams and shitty clip art. What are you gonna do about it? You are going to wriggle in your own viscous secretions like the worms you are, that's what. Here, learn something for a change. Purse your lips together to form a stiff pucker, then apply them firmly to my rear end. I now pronounce you man and wife. Now get in the kitchen and make my ass some dinner, bitch. Oh my god. This person is the worst. You're trying to read, okay? This book is already unpleasant enough as it is without the weird voices in your head nagging you to do things. Besides, I thought we already agreed there's no such thing as monsters. Fine, you'll interrupt your reading and turn around, but you don't see what could possibly... Oh my god, it's a monster. Don't move or the bunny gets it. Aggrieve. Put the bunny back in the box. Well, that went well. Rose, exit. You leave through the back door. Nearby is the transformer which distributes electricity from the underground generator powered by the river flowing beneath your house. The transformer was struck by lightning, though, and no longer works. You wonder if your mother has any plans to have it fixed. You guess she'd rather just play her mind games in the dark house like a weirdo. You can see the mausoleum and the portable generator across your backyard. You're almost there. Use umbrella. You regather your items and begin the soggy trek mausoleumward. Get up, John. This is no time for slumber. Own. Rose, forget the W and make haste to the mausoleum. Retrieving the W never even crossed your mind. It's just a stupid magnet. John, salvage your weapon and fight on! Strife again! Pick up. Ooh! Sweet catch! You said, put the bunny back in the box! Now, why couldn't he put the bunny back in the box? Now, exult. Victory. Spoils are yours. Eshalader. Green Tyke. Juve Squirt. Plucky Tot. Fidgety Bopper. Ankle Biter. Champ Fry. Pesky Urchin. Nipper Cadet. Brave Sprout. Cool Buckaroo. Knee-High Pilgrim. Moppet of Destiny. Gadabout Pipsqueak. Boy Skylark, Rumpus Buster, Lodestar Youth. Climb to Rung, Jube Squirt. Climb to Rung, Plucky Tot, Gel Viscosity plus 10. Cash Limit plus 20. You have received 125 boon dollars. The amazing victory allows you to scale the first 2 achievement rungs on your Eshalader. You are now a Plucky Tot with a new feather in your cap to show for it. The Eshalader rewards your bold ascent with 125 boon dollars. You waste little time storing them in your ceramic pork hollow. Additionally, climbing the rungs has boosted your gel viscosity and cash limit. By expanding your cash limit, you've made room for all that nice grist you just collected. You now have 32 fragments of build grist and 10 fragments of shale. What about that card? It seems the shale imp had allocated the bunny to its strife specibus. It's sort of a stupid thing to use for a weapon, but you might as well grab it and stick the bunny in your strife deck while you're at it. It will at the very least be safer there. Okay. You group the two specify in your strife portfolio. No self-respecting strifer would be caught dead without one. Gather the scattered bits of your large hammer. Oddly enough, it seems breaking the sledgehammer altered the abstractus from hammer kind to handle kind, even going so far as expelling the head of your smaller hammer from your deck to force compliance. You didn't even notice in the heat of the battle. You grab the sledgehammer handle, expelling the useless Harlequin figurine. Now repair the hammer. You merge the sledgehammer head with its handle and return it to your strife deck, repairing the hammer kind abstractus in the process. The smaller hammer handle is ejected from the deck, since of course handles of any sort no longer belong in there. Obviously. Fine. Now what? Dave is pestering you, but you don't have time to deal with his nonsense right now. Something is amiss in your room. You can't quite put your finger on it. Hurry and activate the generator. You fire up the generator and drag a cord into the mausoleum. It of course would be foolish to run the generator inside a confined space. Generator safety is everyone's business. Rose, defile tomb. Sorry, Jaspers. Have to make space for the laptop. Besides, your final resting place is already a mockery. You should have decomposed years ago under a bed of petunias like a normal cat, not given to a taxidermist and fitted with a tiny custom-tailored suit and then stuffed in a coffin built for infants. Plug in your laptop. You plug in your laptop and connect to the internet signal again. Everything predictably falls out of your Silodex, but you're not about to get bent out of shape about it. You have bigger fish to fry. Looks like Dave noticed you're back online. He pesters you like clockwork. And there's John. What on earth is he up to now? The door, John. Look at the door. You're right. Didn't Rose yank the door off its hinges and prop it on your bed? Someone or something has put it back and left it slightly ajar. Incredibly alarming. Investigate. Hoo 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 hoo! What? This is so outrageous. Rose, pester John. Oh, are you there? John said your house was burning down. Are you on fire yet or what? No. For now I have retired to the safety of a smaller building which is much closer to the forest fire threatening my residence. Oh, well that's a relief. John told me to get the game to help you out there, so I'm working on that now. Working on it? Yeah, my bro's copy. Long story. Hey, don't tell John about this, but I think he might have been right about the puppets. They're starting to sort of freak me out a little. You're referring to your brother's collection? I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's cool and all. His semi-ironic puppet thing or whatever. Or semi-ironic. Man, I don't even know. I'm just starting to think some of the shit is going a little far, and it's kind of fucked up. I've seen his websites. I like them. Yeah, well, you would. Oh man, I wish Lil Cal wouldn't look at me like that, with those dead eyes. Jesus. Sometimes I dream he's real and he's talking to me, and I wake up in a cold sweat and basically flip the fuck out. Interesting. Oh god, why did I just tell you my dream? You're gonna have a field day with that. I am currently scrawling notes furiously into one of the many psychoanalysis journals I maintain for you. Published papers forthcoming. Because, it's not like either of us have anything better to do at the moment than evaluate each other's radically debilitating pathologies. Yeah, I'm gonna get moving. Oh, have you heard from John? He's not answering me. He won't answer me either, but I am watching him. I suspect he is preoccupied with the fact that he just had a bucket of water dumped on his head by the ghost of his dead grandmother, who also appears to be dressed like a clown. All right, I'm out. Later. Interrogate this madwoman. Nana? Yes, dear. Wow, you scared the living daylights out of me. Hoo hoo hoo! Well, I guess it was a really great prank. Good one, Nana. Anyway, are you really my dead Nana? Of course, John. I have come back to help you on your journey through the medium and beyond. I am delighted to see what a fine young man you've turned out to be, just like your father. Okay, I guess I will take your word for it. I don't remember you at all. My dad said I was really young when he died. Hey, speaking of which, do you know where he is? I looked everywhere for him. Your father was kidnapped. Oh no. When you crossed over to the medium, he was apprehended by the very forces of darkness which your presence has awakened. What? Okay, so what is the medium you're talking about? It is where we are now, a realm that is a ring of pure void, dividing light and darkness. It turns in the thick of the insipisphere, a place untouched by the flow of time in your universe. You mean because we are inside a computer or in the game software or something? A computer? Why, what is that, dear? Some newfangled contraption like a horseless auto boxcar? Well, it's like this machine that, ooh, hoo, hoo. Of course I know what a computer is, John. I was just pulling your leg. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Oh, okay. No, John, you are not inside a computer or software or anything like that. Try not to be so linear, dear. The software that brought you here was merely a mechanism that served as a gateway. Its resources, its routines, in a way, served to invoke this realm's instance, yet it stands independently of any physical machine, and somewhat paradoxically, always has. I'm not sure I get it, but alright. So, what do I actually need to be doing here? I think it would be best if we started with the big picture. Go on. Above the medium, beyond the seven gates, residing at the core of the insipisphere, is a place known as Skaya. Legend holds that Skaya exists as a dormant crucible of unlimited creative potential. What does this mean, you ask? I am afraid my lips are sealed about that, dear. Woohoo! But needless to say, where a realm of such profound importance is concerned, forces of light will forever be charged with its defense, while forces of darkness will just as persistently covet its destruction. And as it so happens, at the center of this realm, whose fate is in question, these very forces duel on a stage, stuck in eternal stalemate. Yes, they have dueled in this manner forever. That is, until you showed up. Me? Me? Yes, you, John. Before your mishap with my ashes, you may recall the sprite's previous incarnation, which resulted from the kernel's hatching. You see, this hatching occurs automatically in response to your arrival. The result is a pair of kernels, one dark, one light, each carrying the information they were prototyped with before the patch. One goes down to a kingdom entrenched in darkness, the other up to a kingdom basking in light. Each comes to rest in an orb atop a spire, of which there are three others in kind. The four spires are situated above a throne, and these two thrones preside over the two respective sovereign powers. And once the kernels are situated, that is when the game is afoot. The true war begins, light versus dark, good versus evil. This is a war that the forces of light are always destined to lose, without exception. A quest of futility, then. Wow, really? Then what's the point? That remains for you to find out, dear. For you see, the journey you are about to take is the ultimate riddle. Whoa! For now, your objective is to proceed towards Skaya and pass through the first gates situated directly above your house, not even terribly far. The gates will become progressively more difficult to reach, so you had better be prepared to sharpen your adventuring skills. How am I supposed to get up there? You build! Okay, I think I get it now. So I guess the battle against good and evil is sort of irrelevant? Well, I don't know. It all sounds kind of weird, but in any case, we build the house to get to these gates and then I can save my dad. Yes, John. And then after that, we solve this ultimate riddle thing and save Earth from destruction. Oh, no, I'm afraid not. Huh? Your planet is done for, dear. There is nothing you can do about that. Oh, your purpose is so much more important than saving that silly old planet, though. And that is? Hoo 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 hoo! Yes, I will have to agree with the float hag about that. John, you are such a good boy. I know you will succeed. Thanks, Nana. You are a good boy, and good boys deserve treats. Hooray! I am going to go bake you some cookies. The hag mentioned cookies. Pursue her. Oh, god damn it. That's just what you need. More baked goods. John, you do not say no to cookies. I command you to get them. You totally abjure the hell out of that idea. You are so busy abjuring, you don't even notice Rose has been trying to pester you this whole time. Rose, hit John in the head with Box to get his attention. You give John a swift drubbing in the noggin, but he is undeterred. That is some fit he is throwing. Perhaps you will take this spare moment to contemplate the Nana Sprite's strange tale. It may also behoove you to record your thoughts on these developments in your GameFAQs walkthrough journal. It can be hard finding time to update it. In fact, you're not even sure where you found the time to write what's already there. Oh, is that so, Jaspers? And just who do you think you're looking at with that smug grin? The last thing you need is sass from a dead cat. It's pretty much all his fault you're in this mess in the first place, so he can just button it. John, cookies, now. You refuse outright. This impudence is insufferable. Go get the cookies. Well, when you put it so politely, how can John decline? John, you are stupid. You really need to work on your manners. Stupid, stupid, dumb. That's not a command. It's nothing. It's stupid. You're stupid. For the last time, I command you to get the cookies, boy. It's just not going to happen, buddy. Years in the future. But really not enough to write home about. An agitated finger slips mid-keystroke. The capsule was unlocked. By the caps lock key. Beans. Mustard. Human etiquette. The long and short. The medium, too. I may have been a bit hasty in advising you not to bother with the prototyping process. If I spared any detail, it was only to optimize your chances of survival, and if you would find yourself begrudging the absence of certain instructions, which if followed would have resulted in your demise, then I guess that makes two of us. Otherwise, you're welcome. But the fact appears to be that prototyping the kernel sprite before making your getaway may offer the only opportunity to exercise control over your new environment, a place known as the medium. Also, if prototyped with one, or two, sufficiently, albeit loosely humanoid and or sentient elements, living or otherwise, it offers the chance to have all of this explained to you by an apparitional guide through whatever sort of cryptic, sketchy doublespeak your choice of prototyping elements engenders. In lieu of this, you may be forced to settle for my clear, thorough explanations and assiduous dissection of raw data. Again, don't mention it. If you have made it to the medium with an unmolested vanilla sprite, well, I've already covered the bad news about this missed opportunity, and we'll go into this further soon. Though to what extent this is actually bad news, I'm not sure. I know only that the result of my co-player's current configuration, wherein the sprite was prototyped once before the departure and once after. Which brings us to the good news. which is that you can still prototype after your departure and salvage the massively rewarding experience of haggling with an exposition slinging phantom guide, so long as you avoid prototyping with terribly inert items, such as a brass door knocker or and your father's pornography collection. Actually, that might be interesting. If you are struck by the spirit of such experimentation, please don't hesitate to contact me about it. So, yes, you can enhance your sprite in this way, but doing so after your departure will no longer induce this effect on the medium I alluded to. That can only be accomplished with one or more pre departure prototypings. In fact, we can extrapolate there are only so many ways to prototype a sprite. Tiers of prototyping in relation to departure. Both before, one after. Both after, only one, either before or after. None. Those occurring before will affect the medium through the kernel's hatching process, and your guide, i.e., the sprite. Those occurring after will only affect the sprite. The effects this process has on the medium, or more globally the insiposphere, are still vague to me. They have to do with flavoring the forces you will struggle against, and generally all forces at odds with each other in this realm. It has given me some insight into the nature of the game, which again, I derive through extrapolation. We appear to be engaging an instance of a dimension with highly flexible parameters and a series of objectives surrounding an equally flexible mythological framework. This framework seems to begin as a sort of blank template and evolves with the player's actions, and likely further evolves with the addition of more host client connections and thus more prototype kernels. I regret to say I can't be much more specific than that without loosely extrapolating further. There are plenty of questions that have occurred to me, however. Questions concerning the kernel sprite, which I've raised implicitly already, such as what is the effect of an unprototyped kernel on the medium, or a doubly prototyped kernel for that matter. And even more salient are questions about the dimension itself. Do all players worldwide make it to this dimension if they successfully complete their departure, or is a unique blank instance of the dimension created for each new player? I have no evidence, but an instinct tells me that it is closer to the latter situation. There is no indication of any other players present in this realm. Alterations in the realm seem singularly centered on the action of my co-player and myself. If I had to stake anything on it, I would guess every separate client-server pair activates its own fresh copy of an insiposphere, or a unique session, if you will. It seems the quantity of players is a further complication which invites more questions. But the quantity of players is a further complication which invites more questions. It seems the game was designed to suit two players most naturally, the server and the client. But through a mishap, my co-player and I have slipped out of the obvious tandem arrangement, and the only logical course of action is to continue playing. To continue playing is to string a daisy chain of server-client connections together until presumably the chain is complete. Theoretically, we could complete this chain with only one other player, functioning as the server to my client and the client to my co-player's server, assuming he can recover it. The strange thing is, though, in our instance of this dimension, there are 4 receptacles for divided kernels, not 3. Does this mean we are destined to have a 4-player chain? How could the game know such a thing? Perhaps it does, and if this proves to be the case, I trust I will be sufficiently numbed to the realization. I can consider nothing about this game surprising at this point, and in fact, from the first moments of play, it managed to deviate so far from my expectations that I completely forgot what my original purpose with it was. I had chances to test some information I obtained on good authority during the prototyping phases, but it completely slipped my mind. Instead, the game's catacombs securing the dark, twisting paths to necromancy were blundered into rather on accident. But perhaps you don't need to know any of this. Redacted. Rethink organization. Lead lead may be waist deep logoraic sludge. Lead may be waist deep logoraic sludge. Trim down. Blech. She's not finished with this yet. Geez, cut her some slack. Maybe you could go bug someone else for a while? Or at the very least, some when while. Months in the past, but not many. All right, I'm going to take a brief break. Be right back. And I am back. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Rose.
Hello, and thanks.
Did you get John's present yet?
I just opened it at this very moment. What a stunning coincidence you would ask about it now. I am stunned. Yes.
Yeah, I know. What will you make with it?
And who said it was something from which something else could be made?
Well, John did tell me what it was. Duh.
I suppose I'll take a stab at learning the craft. It's the least I can do in response to the subtle dig concealed in his gesture. He often tells me I need a new hobby when I make perfectly reasonable analytical remarks.
Oh, but Rose, I don't think he meant anything like that by it. You see, not everyone always means the opposite of what they say, but the way you and Dave always do.
Maybe. His birthday is in a few months, isn't it?
Yep, I finally finished a present for him. I've been working on it for years.
Years? It's so hard to tell when you're joking. Or if you're even capable of it.
I just mailed it too, so it is sure to get there on time. Mail takes a while to get anywhere from here.
I'll probably craft something with strong sentimental value. That should burn him.
I don't think you really mean that.
I guess not. So shall I expect a green package dropped to my house via airmail from whatever screwball cranny of the globe you're tucked into?
No. Sorry, but you are sort of hard to shop for. Besides, I have something for you today that I think you will like better than something in a box.
Oh?
It is a tip.
This is already intriguing enough to compensate for the grave scarcity of lavish gifts parachuting from the sky. Please, go on.
Did you have a pet a long time ago that died?
Yes.
Okay, well, how did you feel about your cat? Did you love him a lot?
Okay, well, I didn't mention it was a cat, or that it was a male. Let's pretend I'm surprised and you're embarrassed and move on. To answer your question, I would describe my feelings towards the animal as lukewarm.
Okay, that's fine. It doesn't really matter, I think. Just, what if someone told you could play a game that would bring him back to life?
If someone told me that, I would regard the mark with a great deal of skepticism. If that someone was you, on the other hand, then I would have to ask preemptively, is that someone you?
Yes, that someone is me. I just thought you might find it interesting.
So, what is this game?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying, is all. I think you'll hear about it later, and maybe you can talk to Dave and John about it. They are way more into that stuff than I am.
I'll see what the word on the street is about it, in due time. For now, I should probably order a copy of Knitting for Assholes. It would be a shame if I ran late with John's present. Dave, get katana. You captcha log your katana 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 equals 9 remainder 10 equals 9 to prepare to venture out into the apartment to retrieve your bro's copy of the game. But first, maybe, just maybe, Dave, retrieve dead bird. Dude, that bird is long gone. It probably won't last long in this heat anyway. You don't even know what's up with the sick heat. The sun threatens to set, but won't step off. It's staring you down like the big red eye of a hot needle skipping on a groove it's tracing round the earth. While lingering in midair, its heat seems to suspend time itself, stretching it like warped vinyl. It's meant to rain on this season. It's meant to rain this season. But there ain't been a drop in sight. Even a little drizzle would help. Might help to fizzle the sizzle a little bizzle. Set the record straight on this global turn-tizzle. Oh my god. So don't change the dizzle. Turn it up a little. I got a living room full of fine dime brizzles. Waiting on the pizzle, the dizzle, and the shizzle. G's in the bizac, now ladies here we gizzle.
When the pimps in the crib mob drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. English romantic poet John Keats. Exit your room and go into the living room. Yes. Sorry, little dude. Coming through. Gotta put you down for a bit. You figure you've left him hanging long enough. Hastily enter the room with wild abandon. You barge in and see a familiar face. A friendly face. You stand in the living room. Your bro spends most of his days in here. At night, he crashes on the futon over there. You don't see him anywhere, though. There's the puppet chest he stores Lil Cal in when he takes him out on gigs. But when he's home, he usually leaves Cal on display somewhere. And with good reason, because Cal is totally sweet. So sweet. Man. Pity the fool. It's your brother's Mr. T puppet, which of course is kept in the apartment with a sense of profound humorous irony. But as usual with your bro's exploits, this is no ordinary irony, or anything close to pedestrian tier 1 ironic gesture, which is a meager single step removed from sincerity. This is like 10 levels of irony removed from the original joke. It might have been funny like 8 years ago to joke about Mr. T and how he was sort of lame, but that was the very thing that made him awesome and badass. That was the very thing that made him awesome and badass, and that his awesomeness was also sort of the joke. But in this case, the joke is the joke, and that degree of irony itself is also the joke, and so on. Only highly adept satirical ninjas like you and your bro can appreciate stuff like this. It's cool taking stuff that other people think is funny, but you know really isn't, and making it funny again by adding subtle strata of irony, which are utterly undetectable to the untrained eye. Also, for good measure, Mr. T is wearing a leather thong and handcuffed to a pantsless Chuck Norris puppet. God, you hope you can. God, you hope you can be as good at your bro at this someday. You'd never tell him that though. Find a little Cal and give him fist bumps. Cal's nowhere in sight. All you see is a bunch of your bro's weird new puppets strewn around haphazardly. You guess these things are kind of cool. Sort of. Play a game on the Xbox. Looks like your bro was playing. It's not like him to leave in the middle of some totally intense gaming. Not like him to misplace Cal either. Man, you hope the little guy's alright. Oh, there you are, dude. Didn't see you there. We be chill today, Cal? Yeah, you better fucking believe we be chill. Cal is the man. Resist great urge to play bro's Xbox. You fail to resist the urge. You start thrashing up stunts, something uncanny brutal on your quest for mad snacksio and get this way rude hunger under control. Shit is basically flying off the hook. It's like shit wants nothing to do with that hook. The hook is dead to that shit. But you get stuck on some poorly modeled 3D fixture or something, like a railing or a piece of the wall. You'll have to reset. Fuck this shit. Give Lil Cal a bro fist bump. Bump. Oh man, you almost forgot. Gotta give the Seaman some props. Check out your bro's sweet gear. Your bro has so much sweet gear, it's hard to keep up with it sometimes. Here's his computer setup. He's usually got a lot of stuff cooking on here at any given moment. Since he's not around, you might as well sneak a peek. Oh, hell no. Your bro's computer is password protected to protect all the incredible top secret shit he's got on the burners. Of course, you know what the password is, and he knows you know it, and you're both cool with that because the password is the most awesome thing it can be. Lil Cal. It's Lil Cal, isn't it? You enter the password. On the desktop is a hodgepodge of unnamed folders to store all the stuff he's been working on. No one can decipher his organization system but him. He also tends to use the application Complete Bullshit to keep up with the ludicrous amount of websites and news feeds he monitors to stay hip to the scene. Open complete bullshit. Content aggregator. This is complete bullshit. I told you, man. I told you about stairs. Oh, come on. Dave, check if Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff has a sweet update. Your bro keeps up with your projects on his aggregator, just like you keep up with his. He's tuned into your various blogs, and of course, Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. You navigate to the latest comic in one of the many bullshit feed brands. Feed bands? Yeah, feed bands. Economy. The economy in ruins? Pfft. Bruh, time to get my game on, know what I'm saying? And there he goes. The squirrel has his game. I am not joking. What did that guy even smoke? This is insane. Maybe they're right that sometimes video games does cause violence. Bro, did you get the new hot game that everyone's buzzing about these days? Dude, you know I did. You know it. That is so sweet, man. How about a bro hug bump? Okay, how do we do this? Let's do this thing. Let's make this shit work. We're doing it, man. We're making this happen. Bro, I got a ticket for the big game. It's sports. Dog, I am so jealous. You know I love the big game. Oh, yeah. And there he goes. The big man has the rock. He's driving so hard through the paint downtown. Alley, uh, alley-oop for the slam dunk. Jeremy, introducing the new friend. Bro, have have you seen my socks around anywhere? No, dude. Again with the socks. What even is it with you in socks, man? It's like you must be toking up on a joint to make you stoned or something. I can't even think of who leaves all their socks lying around like that. Ah! The sock ruse was a distraction. I have the car. Mouse over the orange stripe containing plush rump. Another one of your bro's many ironic websites. The difference here is he rakes in thousands of dollars a month through this enterprise. Smuppets are a multi-billion-dollar a year enterprise, and it's awfully hard to resist taking a firm squeeze of the plump udder of that cash cow. Stop wasting time and look for Bro's beta. You've messed on around on his computer for long enough. Better get a move on before it's too late for Rose, or worse yet, your bro catches you. But my god, the rumps. They are transfixing. You know this is ironic and all, and your bro reaches echelons of irony you could only dream of daring to fathom. But on rare occasions, when your guard is down, it all seems just a tad unsettling to you. Hey there. Oh, uh, hey. Hey there, Cal. Give little Cal a nervous fist bump. Uh, you are sort of starting to flip the fuck out. Without losing your cool, of course. Pester John to ease your nerves. You get Egbert on the line again to give him the lowdown on your progress. You feel it's important to keep the wires hot. But he's not answering. You wonder what that guy is up to. Hey, what is up? What happened with the monster that is totally definitely in your room? Did you kill it? Where are you, man? Anyway, things are cool here. Totally cool. Puppets are still awesome. No problems with them or anything. Like, just Really, really awesome. Looks like Rose is finally logged in again. Didn't John say her house was burning down? You wonder if she's on fire yet or what. Pester Rose. Oh, there you are. John said your house was burning down. Are you on fire yet or what?
No. For now, I have retired to the safety of a smaller building, which is much closer to the forest fire threatening my residence.
And this is some stuff we've already read. Although, sometimes I dream that he's real and he's talking to me, and I wake up in a cold sweat and basically flip the fuck out. Seconds in the future, but not many.
John, what are you doing? Snap out of it. We ought to discuss what your grandmother told you, don't you think? Fine. Enjoy your stupor. I'll go about my business elsewhere. Deploy the punch to Zynex. John, whenever you read this, you should know that I put the shale you collected to use, and finally deployed the punch to Zynex. It is in your study. I can only drop it, though. You'll have to be the one to mess around with it and see what it does. When you've finished with your weird histrionics, maybe you could give that a try? I'm updating my walkthrough, and it would help to know what it does. Also, I should probably warn you that your house and yard are completely infested with monsters now. Try to be careful.
So I can see. Lousy, stupid imps. They're mucking up all my cool stuff.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm not sure what came over me there. I was acting really crazy for some reason. But my head feels like it's clearing up. I think I'm alright now.
Rebuild the claw hammer and return it to Specibus.
You are getting way better at this sort of thing. Confront Pogo Ride to prepare yourself for Nana. Thank God your sanity has returned so you can entertain extremely rational, coherent thoughts like this one. You examine the Pogo Ride from the bathroom window. You do not like what you see. Those sons of bitches. No one risks painful injury on your green slime ghost Pogo Ride. No one but you.
Rose, drop something heavy on one of those imps. Rose, my piano! Oh, sorry. No nuance to these controls at all. I was hoping to bludgeon the imp without letting go of it. Guess I can't really do...
Oh, I should probably wait to see the piano break. There we go.
A broken piano isn't the end of the world, though. I guess you're right. You'll need to pick up the spoils in person. I can't interact with the grist. So that means I have to go out the back door? Yes. Is there a problem? Well, it may sound dumb, but I was hoping to avoid Nana and her spooky ghost cookies. You're right. That does sound dumb. Can you see her in the kitchen? Yeah. What's she doing? Is she baking? You could say that. Are you sure you can't get that grist up to me somehow? Maybe. Use Pogo Ride to fling grist through window. Doesn't look like that grist is going anywhere. You just never know with these gaming abstractions. Drop Pogo Ride in John's bathroom. Get grist.
There you go. Now, why don't you go check out the Designex? You can do that while I get to work. On what? Piano. Level up for slaying the imp. The piano, in its valiant effort, has unfortunately been slain. But if it hadn't, it would have raked in so many boon dollars, you have no idea. So many. Rose, it's time to build. Nana said to build, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. But this is sure going to take a lot of grist. Looks like you're going to be busy, John. Blarh. Well, what are you building? Stairs. They are fairly expensive, actually. Oh, man. I could have told you about stairs, Rose. I'll try recouping some of the grist from the catwalk I built earlier. It keeps happening! Ah, good. Looks like I can get a refund for earlier allocations. I told you, Rose. I told you about stairs. Okay. Consider me fully briefed on the matter of stairs. Now, if you don't mind, it's hard enough to concentrate on this without immersing ourselves in Strider's non sequitur. Did you know he thinks puppets are cool? Does he? He's so dumb. Use build grist to construct observation tower on roof. Okay, obviously you don't have enough grist yet for something that ambitious. But you can get started with something of a foundation for upward construction at least. John, check cabinets for imps or useful items. No imps in here, just a lot of shaving cream. Dads love shaving. It's basically all they do. When they're not baking, that is. Bring 2 cans of shaving cream. You captcha-log 2 cans of shaving cream just in case. You never know when you'll need to bust out a hilarious shaving cream Santa beard to ratchet up your prankster's gambit. Your telescope goes flying out the window. Ride, pogo ride. It's a little cramped in here for any sort of proper reckless pogoing. You'll just grab it and hang on to it until the right moment presents itself. The towel floats back down to the rack. The circle of stupidity is complete. Check up on Nanaquin. See what she's cooking. Oh, that's a lot of cookies. John, make your way to the study. Looks like the imps have taken a shining to the Cruxtruder. Cruxite and black goo. Everywhere. Ride Slimer Pogo and one-up that imp. Well, okay, it's not a Slimer Pogo, but you mount it anyway and brandish your deadly armaments. Ride your steed to victory. This is incredibly dangerous. John, flip the fuck out. Let's see how they like the old double-barrel lather blaster. Whoops, oh shit! Mr. John, respectfully ask that you please stand up. Don't move or the pogo gets it. Now, sir boy, flee from this boorish rabble post-haste. Nice abscond, dude. Refrigerator. Level up for slaying the imp. The refrigerator skyrockets up the echelon to a new rung, 5-star General Electric, and earns 285 boon dollars. Things are really looking up for this feisty appliance. Well done, John. Polite congratulations. For some reason, you feel a sense of positive reinforcement. Wherever that feeling is coming from, it sure is a welcome change from your erratic moods earlier. Now, my civil fellow, I have a well-mannered query to ask.
I blocked the entrance to the study to give you some space to work with the Designex. John, imp's behind you. Should I take care of it? You trapped your PDA again, didn't you? Why did you have to pick up all that stupid shaving cream? So pointless. Rose, drop something heavy on one of those imps. John, might I bother you for a can opener? Oblivious to the commotion behind you, you suddenly find yourself pondering the whereabouts of a can opener. You think there is probably one in the kitchen, but the path is blocked by your refrigerator. John is completely unresponsive. What the hell is that nincompoop doing? Years in the future. But let's not get totally carried away here. A studious eye darts about a page, like a honeybee gathering the nectar of wisdom. Typical human. Please, thank you, you are welcome. Good day, how do you do? Splendid, and you? Gratification. Further courtesy. Favor is mutually curried. Rip. Elixir known as tea. Absurd vestigial fourth digit can be cantilevered. Everyone is polite. Well, with that, I think I am going to call it a session that has been 3 hours, and I could use some tea myself. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Hopefully, I will work out whatever has happened to the slur thing, as clearly some others have slipped through. Thank you for coming to the stream. Okay. And with that, I hope you all have a great night, and